Hello everyone, I'm Uncle Hanzi. Welcome to the My Stories of Chinese Characters series. In this episode, I will explain the Chinese characters for divination and tell about Chinese divination. In the West, about 700 BC in Greece, we had a place called Delphi and a woman at a temple there who could supposedly tell the future. This is called the Oracle at Delphi. In about 1500 BC in China, we now call oracle bones. In Chinese, we have two characters, or one word. It's Jianbu, and they're two simple characters. The word bu is basically a vertical line with a horizontal line attached to it, the representation of how one of the cracks might look in one of these turtle shells. And the Jian part, the first part of Jianbu, is the bu, which is the crack, and on the bottom you have a mouth character. So it's basically believed that these bones can talk, and these bones, through the cracks in them, they can speak and forecast the future. Engraved characters on the outside of the turtle shell, and you can see the cracks which indicate whether you're going to have good luck or bad luck. And this is one of the more famous bones. It has 93 characters, and the king was asking whether it would be lucrative to go hunting that day or not. The bone is put in the fire and the cracks are red, and it's decided whether or not the king should go hunting that day. So here we have some other questions that might have been asked of the gods and the divination to get those. For instance, should you marry a certain girl or not, or a certain guy? Or should you plant the crops, or is the weather going to be good for certain kinds of crops? So you might ask, do modern Chinese do this kind of divination? Or is there some other kind of divination that modern Chinese might do to try to forecast the future? Well, let's go see. I'm aware that China has some different ways of making predictions, like I Ching, Zhou Yi, Bazi, Feng Shui, etc. We have a method of astrology in the West. It works by horoscopes, etc. You think it has something to do with astrology?
It's relevant. Ancient Chinese astronomy had 4 heavenly signs and 28 stars. The 28 stars correspond to the geography of China. Every place in China has a corresponding constellation in the sky. The 28 stars also include ecliptic and equator, which could also represent the concept of time. With different seasons come different locations. That's why we think the stars, time, people, and geography are all connected. This is the same in ancient China and the same in the West. The modes of thinking in which man and nature are closely related are right. That's how I Ching sees things, plain and simple. We live in a society. We need to live in harmony with others. We need to live in harmony with nature. Every word we say, everything we do is not in isolation. It's all going to have an effect outside of us. If what we're doing is good, what we're saying is good, good results will come. A house that has done a lot of good things will always have something to celebrate. That's what the Zhou Yi says. If we say bad things and do bad things, it can have a bad effect.
So back in the museum, we talked about the character Bu, which means to divine. And it doesn't matter whether you were in ancient China or modern China or somewhere else in the world, everybody is interested in knowing what their future might be and how they interact with the universe and how the universe interacts with them. So it's basically a philosophy of trying to determine where we're coming from and where we're going. Thanks for listening to this episode of My Stories of Chinese Characters. I'm Uncle Hanzi. In the next episode, we will talk with some friends to learn about some of the difficulties in the process of learning Chinese. If you like the show, please give us a rating or a review. You can also check out the video version of this show at youtube.com. Learn Chinese for fun. See you next time.